Recently I've watched the Inugami Family, a murder mystery film from 1976 based on a book from Seishi Yokomizo and directed by Konichikawa. The film is part of the Kindaichi series, where we follow the private investigator Kindaichi Kosuke in Agatha Christie-like cases that made the author known in post-war Japan. The story starts with the death of Sahei Inugami, head of one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies of Japan. His family, composed by his 3 daughters, each with their own husband and son, reunites for the reading of his will. Before the reading though, we meet our protagonist, Private Detective Kindaichi Kosuke, who has been contracted by one of the men in charge of the reading of the will to come to help him. He's quite weird as a person, but it fits the tone of the film, as between tense moments, it has no problems at making jokes and the like. This ever-changing tone, like in Yakuza, leads to interesting feelings related to the various deaths in the film, one of which happens when he reaches his contractor. On top of this, one of the sons of the family who was thought to have died in the war comes back with a face mask to cover damages he took. So at this point, their reunited family is at conflict on who should inherit the fortune of the Inugamis, since in his will, Sahei Inugami decided that whoever would marry Nisnonomiya, which is her, between the 3 branches of the family will be the inheritor. It's at this point that a series of murders start to happen, and the bodies start to appear in very weird places. In any case, I won't go into too much detail about the story, as the film is nice enough for me to suggest it. What I want to talk about now is actually the cultural impact of this film, and how some of the interesting stylistic choices within it may have influenced other works. And since this film was actually a huge commercial hit, it will be no surprise that many creators of Japan are aware of elements within it. One example of its continued relevance could be seen in the fact that the returning son I've mentioned before, Sukekyo, has a Figma in his image. Some references to this film can be found in animated series like Neon Genesis Evangelion, where in episode 9, after a battle, the unique 01 is legs up in a lake, exactly like one of the bodies in the film. Another one could be found in the Ace Attorney series, where a case in the second game has similar narratives and characters as the film. And even in another visual novel like Umineko, there are other Inugami-like stuff going on. Going into more detailed references, in part 4 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, there is a Superfly stand user, Toyohiro Kanedaichi, who dons a face mask similar to Sukekyo. And there's a scene with Yukako Yamagishi where she appears in front of the window of Koichi Hirose in a similar way to how one of the bodies in the film is found. In general, the film is very nice. It has interesting directing choices and tone, has easy to understand characters that later developed into more complex ones when you get to know them, and yeah, it's good times. As a side note, Konichikawa also directed, between other things, a Topo Gigio short film. Topo Gigio is an Italian mascot from the 60s, like a puppet, and the title of the film is Topo Gigio and the Missile War. What the fuck is that?